Good morning, good afternoon, good evening everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us. We are here and we are set to go on a Thursday. A little bit earlier, or is it actually? I don't know. We've been kind of all over the afternoons. I knew I'd forgot something over the last couple of weeks, but I'm trying to get this one out and done and dusted a bit earlier. Celtic play tonight at 8 o'clock and I've been invited to speak to Brendan after the game. So I'm going to be at the game so I can talk to Brendan about it afterwards. So it's going to be a very busy night. We've also got a Sorare deadline right around the corner for those Europa League teams. I'm going to have a little bit of tweaking to do with some of my teams before we get stuck into your requests. All the channel members, if you're a channel member, a season ticket holder, this is the show where we look at your galleries, we look at your strategies, we go into the market, we look at all that stuff going on. And at point of recording, as we're live and loud with you now, Sorare has just unveiled the Halloween and all the cursed edition cards and all that fun stuff. So there's a bucket of stuff to get stuck into. Ryan, Mick, good to see you. 10 months a member. And Liam King, fist bump, is first in the chat, trying to size up Celtic versus Hearts this weekend with me already. Good to see you, buddy. And no, I am not excited. Let's see how tonight goes. First and foremost, 10 years are joining us live and loud. Let me know what your thoughts and feelings are with the Halloween edition stuff. Are you going to get into it? What do you think of the additions? What do you think of the designs? I must confess, I think if you're a Sorare, and I'm not a big fan of the term OG, right? But if you've been around here for a while, we finally have a Lord Vanaken, which is pretty... it's a nice addition, right? But it's more the prestige, I think, isn't it, of the... Cursed edition, yeah, this is the one we're after. I don't know how many of these there will be available. They're on sale until the 4th of November, so like, what would that be, like 8 or 9 days or so? No, yeah, maybe 2 weeks even. My calendar maths isn't really working with me here, but definitely right up there, very Lord Vanaken-esque in terms of there's a Halloween comp that will be next weekend. $40,000 payout for it. You need to have 3 Halloween edition cards. These are cursed editions, but on the market as well, like as you'll see, everyone has just got a Halloween edition. It's just a nice sort of slightly more subtle background. It's a limited comp and a rare comp, big 4, and then the rest of Europe. So there's 4, 2 limited and 2 rare. There's 4 competitions. I guess it'll be $10,000 in each of them, and you need 3 of these guys. And these ones won't really be, I'm sure some of them will catch a premium obviously, but they're not going to be that expensive really for the long and short of it. So you've got the ability to play in the top 4 leagues. You've got the potential to play best of Europe, or the rest of Europe essentially as well, at limited and rare. And you need 3 of these guys in your gallery. So these editions are quite nice. Actually, I don't mind them. But the cursed editions are the next level ones. Big fan of the Vanaken. Really like the Anthony as well. I think that's really cool. Elise is cool. Some more of these have actually come on the market since I looked at this earlier. The Perisic is cool. Lamine Yamal's unique. I'm pretty sure Lamal's unique last year was his celebration edition or something like that, wasn't it? So this is a punchy card, and it's, when you flicker it, you'll see it says cursed in the background. That's on all the cursed edition cards. It's a nice little extra detail. I'm a big fan of the card design. I'm not too sure what I feel about the Yamal unique being that. But yeah, really whatever. The Poly P is a good one as well. I think this is one that could go for quite a bit more than it should, because it's Poly P Pogba. And yeah, it's just a cool addition, isn't it? So some really nice ones. I really like the design on them. I'm not always a big fan of the gimmicky... Oh, we get this with FIFA, don't we? Cards that come out seasonally. But I like a lot of these, to be honest with you. Limited and rare, I'm not really too sure which one's better. Normally limiteds look a little bit better, but I think the rares are equally as nice. Obviously the Yamal unique is just a bit of the trophy piece of the collection, really, isn't it? But even the Fofana's quite cool. Stoiker's getting an addition is nice. And again, if you're not a big 4 collector like El Carone, Vanaken, Promise David, some really nice cards in Eredivisie and even in Jupiler Pro as well. So some good cards to be going after there. Sadly, no Celtic ones at all, which did upset me. Made me sad. But and you are able to craft these as well. So I guess I wasn't really going to, but I guess we could just look at the blog. But yeah, so so we've got the Hallow Wheel, so we're going to be getting a wheel action back in all the time as well. There's going to be daily missions for the cursed editions, I'm sure this is. Daily missions each day, free picks, a reward booster. Cursed edition. Yes, I think there's a cursed edition and there's Halloween missions. Halloween cards, yeah. So just the Halloween ones are in effect for some daily missions, and the cursed editions will have a better kick out, won't they? And I think that unique Yamal maybe just becomes cheat code for all this stuff, because Yamal being one of the editions is just quite powerful, isn't it, if you're able to pick that up. Any Halloween edition player who outperforms their L15 by 20 points, you get a bunch of essence back for them all, which is cool. And then you get Cursed Crafting and the Cursed Potion. So this is actually quite scary, right? I don't mean that to be on theme or anything, but if you get this Cursed Craft come up, then they're all going to be Halloween editions. But there's also an extra clue. The clue costs 333 essence to wield, or 666 essence in a lucky draw. And by activating this clue, 2/3 of the chance is going to be a best 5 pick. 1/3 of the time is going to be a worst 5 pick. So it's obviously much cheaper than the best 5 as a individual clue, but it does have some jeopardy. I like this innovation. I probably would be too scared to do it myself, but I'm sure somebody will be doing it for the content. And then we've got the Hallow Wheel. So it's just the return of the wheel. 2 tickets for every auction, 1 ticket every second highest auction bid, and after 10 spins you get a free golden one. All good crack, isn't it? So yeah, you can craft. I maybe should have held on to my crafting until today or tomorrow or something from earlier this week, but hey ho. Everyone on the podium gets these shirts. There's a few of the shirts getting dished out on the Hallow Wheel, and I think on the leaderboard as well. They're quite cool. Yeah, they're fine. It's a nice competition. I'm a big fan of it. I like the designs, and it should go down quite well with a lot of collectors. Anthony design's cool. I got 500 MFL points reward from Goal Rush. Nice, well done. I've actually need to keep up with that because I think we had a giveaway pack to do. I think they're all right. More annoyed they have given Pal Vashiti a unique, but Kazarida. I don't know who Pal Vashiti is. Pal Vashite. Palaversa? Is that? I didn't see. Maybe I need to go back to the market. I thought there was only like 2 uniques. Oh no, there's 17. Oh, Palaversa, yeah. Not been doing too great, has he? Yeah, no Aberdeen ones. What about super rare? I didn't even think to look at these. I thought they were quite few and far between because the competition is rare and limited. But scarcity bonus does kick into the rare one, I think. So getting the super rares or the uniques will have an advantage to it. Super rares are quite nice, the blue. But yeah, no, I think don't think many. These might go right underpriced, by the way. The super rares. I could see it. So yeah, that's quite fun. Now, like I mentioned, we're in the middle of a game week, but Sorare gave us a late lock, which ends in 50 minutes for the Europa and the Europa Conference League specific competition. And I've got some real dilemmas because, like the team won, the Celtic team. Alistair Johnson, I think, probably does play, right? But he's probably going to get subbed off after 60 minutes or so. So I'm happy to kind of put him in. The rest of the team, who knows what the Celtic team is going to be, really. McBride has got it on Sorare Inside as a 4-3-3. There's every chance he plays free at the back and really mixes things up. So God knows. But I've been really all over social media today about Fenerbahce and Ederson. The latest report I've seen from like Turkish people is that they think it's going to get checked on up to the last minute. But I've also seen some predictions that said that they fancy Talisca to start. This is all the stuff I've been kind of keeping up to speed with. What does this one say? Ederson's chalk, big one's coming. Yeah, some of them like this other goalkeeper. Let's see what this one's saying. Uncertainty surrounds. So they were going to get checked before. I wonder if the check has been in 3 minutes ago. No, I've seen that post. Yeah, is this still all... The thing with Turkish is that they regurgitate so much. Yeah. This is what I'm waiting to hear any news on, as their test. We've only got 50 minutes to hear about it. Makes me think this Eno Sports is maybe... Yeah, it's quite a big following. Like when they say this, but... Yeah. It's not definite, is it? It's just adding on to the whole chat of it all. So I need to watch out for that. But also, I seen a Fenerbahce predicted lineup that had Talisca starting, which makes me think, oh, can I find it? Fenerbahce have got a big fan base. There's lots of posts going on for them. But yeah, in any case, it said Talisca would start up front, and I think that's quite right. Stuttgart's a big game. Fenerbahce are at home. Talisca has been scoring, so I'd be surprised if he was bounced out the team for El Nassiri or anything like that. So I've got a real dilemma for myself, because I was going to play the Fenerbahce boys with Palma up front, and then I ended up breaking it up a bit and thought I'll just keep some certainty. I fancied Ederson to really play this morning. I say the predicted team I seen had the other guy in it, the other goalkeeper, and then Talisca up front. I can't find it now. Media, is that maybe a better filter? No, this is back to Ederson. Fenerbahce, Stuttgart. Will that help me? It just came on my timeline as well. I started following a bunch of Turkish accounts, but I can't remember the name of them all. Like, in terms of, oh, it'll be that guy, and go and find it. I can't believe there's this many posts. Maybe because of the way I've spelt it as well. So it's not the Turkish spelling, is it? Are you able to? Yeah, right, we're able to craft these. Good to see you all in the chat, by the way. Smash the like button and get the requests in. We'll be looking at all of your requests shortly. I'm just trying to make sure I'm not missing anything, because Celtic I'm kind of going to do or die on. But and again, Stuttgart, it's not an easy game. Fenerbahce might not win it, but I like the thought of them being at home in Europe, and I like some of the players I've got for them to score well. So I need to kind of keep my little finger on the pulse for that one. No announcement as of yet, Mikey. Things are still work in progress. But if you're in a Telegram group, thoughts and feelings, not thoughts and feelings, ideas and suggestions are welcome. Because I put this Tarek into another team as like a hedge. But now I'm not sure whether to swap him and Ederson. Did I put Talisca up the priority list again? Did I try and separate it a little bit more? It's kind of hard to say. Yeah, there's that Porto post. I don't think that was too far away. Timeline obviously changes and updates and stuff, but this cursed edition is just ran all over the place now, isn't it? Maybe for you. I'm not sure I follow all these Fenerbahce guys. The timeline feeds me. But I'm thinking maybe I just... Nashville are signing somebody from Fredrikstad. Cool. Sean Dyson at Forest. What was that? It looked like this, but it was Ferner. I'll check my likes and then... Did I like it? No, I didn't. Did I? No, I didn't. Oh, so yeah, I've got a real dilemma, guys. I think Palma's going to smash. I think Amiri's going to smash. Two really good classics. And I want them both to have a good team around them. I know Mitov will play. I think Semedo is kind of nailed on. It's kind of like Talisca and Palma. Swapping them round with Amiri and Tunecki. Or Dad, maybe just leave that like this. Rico man, good to see you. I see no Hearts, Celtic or Rangers. Yeah, for that drop 2 and 4 days. Yeah, they might. They're going to be on sale for a while. The competition's a week away, so they could come out. Afternoon to everyone as well. Good to see you all showing up. Love to see it on a Thursday afternoon. Smash the like button as I kind of weigh up this last minute dilemma of did I put Talisca and Palma back in? Skriniar and Asensio are kind of the bone here. Did I maybe take them away from the Fenerbahce goalkeeper situ and put them with Mitov? Aberdeen away to Athens. I don't think Aberdeen are going to do too well. I'm really undecided about what to do. It's a real sticky point. I've got this build into. Let's say the Celtic team I'm not going to touch. That's just fine to roll. But what I do with the Fenerbahce guys, what classic I use, what goalkeeper I use is kind of still really difficult to work out. And I'm a bit annoyed at myself that I can't find some of these tweets I was looking at before. Yeah, this is still all the regurgitated stuff from this morning. I think you play Ederson if he's fit. It's just that he's got this test. I just want to see if the results of the test come out onto the timeline. But I think if he's already said he's fit. He's had like pictures in the gym and all that. It's at Stuttgart in Europe. This is where you know the reason you sign these big players. So I think he's more safe than not. Normal cards will probably be back like after the 4th of November. Ferran is my guess. Oh, unlucky Ferran. That's a gutter. They've removed instant buy. That'll probably come back in like a day or two. Maybe even later today. They did say something about iOS being... Oh, you won't have iOS. Is it crafting maybe? For a couple of days. I think Forrest definitely features. I think Sorare probably starts in my book. But I think he'll definitely come off the bench. Tierney played 90 minutes at the weekend. Engels and Itate, whether they start or come off the bench, they'll all definitely feature. So this is like a... It's not quite an insurance policy, so there's no guarantee that they'll score well, these guys. Imagine all of them come off the bench, for example. But at least it'd be a team the goalkeeper could run with. That maybe even swap the Tarek. Nah, I think Mitov is safe, isn't he? I'm maybe just going to rest on this, but... Sorare feed. I'm a bit more of a manual guy with this stuff because... Fener Macaj. It was an account like this. Had all the Fener colours on it and stuff. There we go. Let me take this Fenerbahce. Search that. Is this the team he thinks? Or is this just all players? Yeah, it's just all players. Or even this. It was like a... Yeah. Don't I just sit here and scroll Twitter with you guys? But I do want to settle my nerves on my team and then we can kind of move on. Rather than building the giveaway lineups, I'll just deal with that over today and tomorrow myself. As we get ready for the weekend and trying to win some more stuff to give away to you guys, the channel members. But yeah, I'm really torn. Really torn. Semedo, Skriniar and Asensio is like the safe core, isn't it? So do I play them with Palma? And then if I did that, I would have Talisca, Balikwisha, Amiri. Yeah, do you know, I think I'm going to put Palma and Semedo into here. Palma and Semedo. We'll captain Palma because we expect him to rip Lincoln Red Imps. Okay. And then for this second team here, we know Mitov will play. I can go Tuneki or Balikwisha. I think Tuneki's probably a bit more likely than Balikwisha. And then in the extra spot we go Amiri, who will be captain. And then we need an in-season defender. Yeah, that's the sticking point. If we take that Semedo across. So otherwise I've got Sriracha, who I do think will play. But it's a wee bit of a punt. But you know, I think I will. I think I'll put Sriracha in here. So I fancy Sriracha to start. Captain Amiri. This feels like that's a bit of a waste of Amiri though. Don't know about any. Tuneki, Sriracha and Talisca all could not play. Let's just save that so the teams move around. We see what we've got. And then, yeah, the last team is lost its in-season defender, which means putting a Tierney in here, or a Ralston or a Donovan. Or actually, no, because we could play Balikwisha forward. And I've maybe even got an Hatate defender that's not been used yet. Or even something a bit safer, like an AJ. I've used all my Vickers, haven't I, on scales? Yeah, there's a Hatate defender. Yeah, just go with Hatate defender and captain him with Tarek. And yeah, this is maybe a bit more fun for the Tarek if he does play that Celtic squad. It's really the Amiri that I think is a bit shaded now, because Sriracha, even if Tierney starts, he's not going to play 90 minutes again. We've got Hearts at the weekend. I'm quite confident on Sriracha, but it is sketchy. I'm quite confident on Talisca, but that's my hunch. I just think Amiri could be doing a lot better. We would probably need to swap Mitov for Schmeichel and then Hatate for Amiri. But I don't really want to break the Celtic team up. I don't want to put Amiri with this goalkeeper. So I think this is just where the chips are going to land for me, isn't it? Let's just double check who are the in-seasons we've not used. I've got KT unused. Maeda's not going to be in the team. And between Kenny, Donovan, Trusty Bernardo, all these guys, yeah, I think that's probably just about as good as it goes. Yeah, I think that's a good way to go. I think I'm quite happy with that. I think Amiri's going to rip 100, and I was even toying with the idea of putting him and Palma into this classic team. But it's got Mitov in it again. I'm like, oh, what if Mitov gets hammered? Like, the Celtic centre-back should score well. McGregor, Amiri, Negren, Palma. But then this is classic. There's only 2 stars available. If we got the batch of essence, that would make it worth it. But then if we did that, we would need a new classic forward, which, with no Dyson, would probably need to be Hatate. And then we would need another classic anything here, which could be the other Hatate. Maybe I do that, actually. Yeah, maybe I do that. Let's maybe just swap Amiri. Or let's just put Amiri and Palma into that classic team. Is there anyone we've overlooked maybe? Nah, not really. Using our lineup, let's put Amiri. Yeah, Amiri. And then rather than AJ, let's put that Palma. Captain Amiri on this. Vickers Scales. Yeah, it's just the meat of it. It's a wee bit flying the ointment here, but I'm going to do that because I think Palma and Amiri could both rip 100. And I think the rest of the guys are probably going to get close to forecast, you know, just generally what they do. So we need a classic forward in here to lead the Fenner boys. And then this team needs a decent classic anything. So yeah, we could just pop an AJ in here. Celtic fullbacks, etc. That could maybe work out nice. Captain AJ for vibes. And then the other one, it's just Tate as a forward is a bit meh. We do have Jacko, unlikely to start. And we would have had Palma, but probably Captain Asensio. I think that Hatate is a bit of a step down from and I could go get the classic Negren, but then what am I filling into his position? I expect Broholm to play. He's not played in ages. Nah, it's hard to back that. And then yeah, I feel less pressure on everything, really. Because if Ederson doesn't play, fine. If this guy plays, fine. Like again, yeah, I'm not losing a Palma or an Amiri score. So I feel okay in that context. 3 Hitates is a bit sketchy though. I'm a bit worried about that. But I don't mind Hitate being in this team because of the vibes of it all. It's just, could I get a different forward actually? It's the last thing I'm trying to weigh up. Woodsy is touch and go. Great catch, Charlie. I thought Sean Dyche would have been all over Chris Woods playing, but I suppose if he's not fit, I guess we'll go to Igor Jesus then, just to be safe. Good catch, Charlie, my man. Thank you. Didn't even pay any mind to Forrest because I just thought with Dyche it's so unpredictable. Haskell, good to see you. So yeah, Hedge kind of team. Team 1. Team 2 is okay for this, but if Ederson fucks us, we've got Tarek with the batch, and then we've got Mitov with should be fine team. She's just a Tati attacker. But if Tati gets a decisive, like the attacker card will be brilliant. There'll be no bother at all. Goals concession, possession lost. None of that will hurt him. Like, yeah, he could have a good one. The card has the ability to do that. But imagine it doesn't start. I'd be so livid. Mitov with team 2. Yeah, put Mitov into the Ederson team. It's just if he gets hammered, man, because Mitov hasn't been great so far. Against Shakhtar, a 31. What was the score there? 3-2 they lost. You know what I mean? I suppose that's better than a DNP, isn't it? Yeah, okay. I'm going to go along with you. Let's try it. I'd say that, but I think Edison is going to play. Yeah, Tate could wreck 3 teams or more. Okay, I don't know what that's going to be talking about. I'm probably going to get all this stuff on the timeline now. I don't want to hear about the president. Just want to hear about Ederson. And although Stuttgart are decent, like, Fenerbahce could beat them. Just put keywords everywhere, this guy. Oh. Please be news. Oh, for God's sake. Yeah, I back Ederson to be ready. I'm not really too worried. I'm happy to take the risk on Ederson. It's the risk on Hatate I'm now second guessing. This team, I don't really care about Hatate taking this team down. There's nothing I can really do about this one. But yeah, I'm kind of died in with the wheel on Hatate. If I knew the Celtic forward line would make things a bit easier. But again, Celtic could play any bloody team. Yeah, I think I'm happy. I think I'm set. Roll with Ederson with the main Fener stack. We'll just play that Hatate up front. We'll play this Hatate in defence, get Balikwisha, and with these guys who'll definitely play. All these guys I think definitely play too. I think I'm probably set. I've got I told you the Champions League one was going to be brutal. I didn't quite get enough scores. I had some nice scores. I had a lot of good scoring defenders in Champions League this midweek. But yeah, this will be perfect. Again, it's Mitov. Probably rather Schmeichel was in that, but if the Celtic play goes, I need the Schmeichel here, and the other Schmeichel I think is in an All-Star comp already. Yeah, here. And I fancy this team to actually still do quite well. I think Schmeichel's good for a good one tonight. Town a 93. And the giveaway team, by the way, guys, the giveaway team is cooking. Or one of them is anyway. We've got a Celtic giveaway team to run. But Bernie 72, Captain Limer 95, Aguerd 72. Lenormand has let us down on a 24, but we still have Bakrar, Cameo, and Schmeichel, who 3 of them have got favourable games and they're on good enough form. If we win this division, which we're 305 points away from at the moment, could we average 100 points average across those 3 guys? Probably a bit of an ask, but we could win a star. If we get into the top 3, we'll get a tier 1, and I think that's probably within our grasp. We'll see how the points move, etc. But I think we're a 95 point captain. We're in a really good place. So nice for the giveaway team. And then the Shark squad has done well. We're in 48th. We'll probably slide back. Hopefully it still gets promoted. But Soboslai, work's happening. De Jong kicked me in the teeth. I wish I had Limer in this team is what I was thinking at the time. But anyway, spilled milk and all that jazz. So yeah, I think I'm just about contented. The classic team, I want to scoop that 2000 essence. And this should be one of the main runners and riders. And then with the in-seasons, I think I've balanced them as well as I can. I am getting a bit tempted to swap the Mitov round now, but I'm thinking Tarek's just in here with the Celtic fodder. And then if we put Ederson into here with like the kind of hunch guys, that maybe fits better. And this is like the safe guys. But I'm just nervous that, yeah. If you get a clean sheet against Stuttgart, man, that'll be valuable. Oh, Valles is on to start for Betis. €13, that's nice. Let's see what Sorare Inside has said on it. So I think they've been updating stuff all the way because of the late deadline on Europa League. Yeah, 32 minutes ago. Fenerbahce is not updated since this morning, but he went for Tarek. And yeah, the thing I seen fancied Talisca to play up top over in the series. Again, I can see that happening. I don't think this Stuttgart team, obviously Knus and Stiller are wild, but hostile environment and all the rest of it. Istanbul, Turkey and Istanbul is a wee bit of a thing. KO at 3:30, do you know what I mean? 5:30, isn't it? It's an early kick-off. That's why I thought the pre-match meeting would maybe get this developing before the deadline. We've got 25 minutes to go. Oh, different Ederson they're talking about. Is this the same post again? Oh, they're in the squad. Ederson might be in the starting 11. They're in the squad though. Confirmed. It's just that word might. I don't know why you're not going to play your one of your star signings in a big European game at home. But we've got the news we wanted. Yeah, I seen this earlier. Cenk Tosin up front, and I thought, oh, that's a bit gutting. And then I scrolled down and I found somebody else that had the same team, but they had Talisca up top. And I thought, that encourages me. It does encourage me. So I feel a bit better about Ederson. Because if he's in the squad, how do you not play him? I know the other guy's been good and all that, but Stuttgart at home in the Champions League, you don't sign Ederson to not play him. So yeah, I think I feel a lot better about this now. A lot better. This is still the same. This guy is insurance policy. So this squad is insurance policy. Balikwisha I'm missing out on. Forest Engels. Yeah, okay, that's fine. And it's just this team is a bit meh burger, but yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'm happy. It's just, again, it's just a Hatate classic, I think, isn't it? Is the kind of stickler. D-gen into somebody. What about Ueda? Is anyone in a dead team? We've got Ueda, another Palma. Yeah, Ueda and the other Palma. Are we got anyone in a dead team? So Ueda. Yeah, this team's, oh, it's D1, but, oh, can he get it relegated? Ah, Scheisen. Yeah, they're both D1 captains. What do you think, Quinny? What about what, Ferran? Sorry. I'm not sure. Ferran, they'll kind of take... The bots are slow to update, but when they do update, you'll find things will change. Oh, Feyenoord Panathinaikos. Team news is out now. Yeah, do we degen into a classic forward? Is it? Or is that a Conference League game, maybe? No. I think it was Feyenoord. Where's the team news, Graham? Oh, sorry, it's a sofa score. Yeah, they do that sometimes. Dare I buy another Lewis Palma? None for sale. Maybe not. What about Ian Hatcho Classic? How cheap is he? 16 quid. Ian Hatcho Classic. 16. What's in the Gren Classic? 40. Yeah, maybe I just buy an Ian Hatcho Classic. Because I know he'll play. And he'll be on penalties and stuff. Ueda's not going to be cheap these days, is he? Yeah. No classics available. Let's check out the Palma again. Is he maybe like... does a bot maybe own him? So many people have voted him. Can we see if there's one owned by a bot? I think Bride still got his in the vote. There's one of mine. Mark Patrick Rare. 4 pages of Palma. Feyenoord game is looking risky with the weather. Ryan Mick. Ooh. What's the weather like in Santonio? Bang. Right, so we'll try and get that. Can't believe I'm going to buy another fucking Lewis Palma. Let's see what he wants from him. It's always good to keep some pennies in the wallet for this type of activity. So yes, Antonio's got one. Oh, he doesn't ask for anything stupid, man. Palmer's became a little bit of a blue ex-hero. National team and this Conference League stuff. Yeah, I think it's only going to be one that's owned by a bot at the moment. Because all these ones will be older owners. Yeah. So let's see what he comes back with. I'm not sure there's any other cheat codey players we could maybe get our hands onto, but I'll leave Hatate there than now. But if I could get a Palma on the cheap, I would gladly just add that into the mix. I don't want to cancel in those D1 teams. I need to not get relegated with them. Ian Acho at 15 quid I don't mind, but he's like going to peak out at like 68, maybe 75 if we're lucky. Whereas somebody like Palma could just rip it. I think he will against Lincoln Red Imps. Like, it should be a game Palma's all over. But again, did I just take the Palma out of this? Yeah, maybe that's what I do. Maybe I'm just going to play the in. Oh no, I've already used in-season LAG. I was going to do it for the XP, but let's put the next highest LAG in. And then we'll put Ali back into this one. Need all that XP in Classic. And then we'll put Palma into here. There we go. I think that's me nailed it now. Double fullbacks. Yeah, I'm happy. AJ won't get 90. Might not start. I maybe just want Hatate into this. Probably better that Hatate's not in this. So we've already got him here. And in this insurance game, nobody cares about it. Yeah, so we've got... Yeah, one Hatate. I feel better about that. Or 1.5. But interesting to see what Santonio... If Santonio comes back with another Palma, then jackpot. We'll put him into here. And get the other one with the higher XP into this squad. Looking risky with the weather. Ooh. Some storm is hitting. Interesting. But yeah, generally the bot doesn't like consider seasonality too much. But the prices of it rejected. Oh, he must have him in a team. That's what that'll mean. Doesn't want to send the counter offer because it'll wreck his team. Okay, so you're not getting that then. That's fine. I'm actually really happy. I think I'm set now. I can kind of put all this away and be content that I've done my business. So thanks to everyone that's tuned in. We're going to be live and loud for a little bit as we get through some of the gallery strategy reviews from you guys in the chat. Now, I think somebody's dropped in some requests already, so I'm going to scan back and see. You could stick the mic volume up a little bit, very quiet. I've tried to keep the mic away from me a bit much because on some of the recordings it came through. Let me just double check it's receiving the right source, because that has also been problematic across the systems recently. But yeah, I'll bring this, there we go, I'll bring this closer to me if that helps you. But I've been trying to keep the mic away from myself because I've came through some things that's quite loud. If this is now too loud again, let me know and I'll move the mic away. But that should be better. But yeah, Liam, good to see you. Good to see you all. Right, so let me see who is in. All right, afternoon, Quinny. Could you stick the mic volume up? Who gone mad? Sorare. Yeah, I actually just bought some cards this morning. The members will know what the Road to Glory video is about. They'll be out later today. But I managed to do all that right before this happened. Again, I don't know if I should. Imagine I kept my essence and my wallet until after the Halloween stuff got announced. It might have been a bit more fun. Any chance I can get a gallery review? Got a few in-season lineups, but don't know where to improve. AS 1987, no problem. Aiden, you're first up. So we'll put Aiden there. Ryan Mick, okay, into my in-season limiteds, would you progress into other comps or stay in challenger and contender? Lovely question. Ryan, you're second up. Nice, that's it. So we've got 2 requests to go. Might not be a long stream today. We'll see how we get on. So Aiden was up first and foremost. Let me have a look at Aiden. Where were you, my man? Aiden, any chance I can get my gallery reviewed? Got a few in-season lineups, but don't know where to improve. Now, if you want me to do this with you guys, you just need to become a channel member. You can do so by clicking the join button. It's just below the stream. It's £1 a week, £4 a month. We do giveaways. I give away all my limiteds to the members. We do this once a week. We have a Telegram group, and there's lots of MFL giveaway content and action involved in the season ticket as well. So yeah, Aiden, the only thing I'm not sure about is the scarcity. That we want to discuss. We have a lot of we've got a clutch of limiteds. Oh, wee Shemansky, I could do with one of them. And then the Siri, I could do with one of them as well. So it's probably going to be limited, I think, Aiden, isn't it? So let's see. I see Holland, and then I see Challenger. Let me read it one more time. Got a few in-season lineups, but don't know where to improve. I think this is the best place to start off because you do have heads, you do have people, you know. So if we look at the goalkeeper, we have a Kovar and a Drommel, both in Eredivisie, which is interesting. I guess we must have a classic Charlie keeper then. In Eredivisie, 4 defenders for the 2 keepers. We've got 3 green and white defenders with a classic keeper, we suspect. Gabri Vega, my boy. Nice clutch of midfielders. 2 Gabri Vegas. Better than 1, I guess. And then up front, I'll split these into regions in a second. I'm just kind of glancing across. Oh yeah, nice, by the way, nice. Okay, so let's look at it as Eredivisie. We've got Pepe, Brahim, Sadiq. I'm sure you'll have classics mixed in here somewhere, somehow as well. There's a rookie Gluck shooting. Yeah, I think this is quite good, by the way. classics will probably dictate what I'm about to say. So let's check what the classics have for Eredivisie. We've got a Veerman, Flamengo, KT. We've got a lot of classics. Yeah, I think this is okay, the Eredivisie one. How does it improve, really? How does it improve? Maybe the forward category? Like Briam, excuse me, Pepe. Well, Pepe is maybe your saviour because he's just came back. But Briam and Sadiq, you expect the form to change and turn around. Kind of hit and miss. Briam's obviously dealing with a lot more extra games this week, this season. Pepe will be the same. Sadiq, are AZ in Europe? Yeah, they are, aren't they? Maybe, maybe a striker and a mid, just to add some options into this. But you do have classics anyway, so you've probably got that versatility. Gluck's been a bit of a letdown. The Challenger region might be one where you can actually gain some ground a bit easier. So if we have a look at all types of cards and look at the keepers. So we've got classic keepers, I'm sure. Yeah, we've got Ederson, Butland and Schmeichel. Rui Silva also. 4 quality classic keepers. So we can't use any classic outfielders, if that's what we're imagining. So we've got 2 defenders, essentially. Diamande doesn't really seem to be in the team. Maybe he's just come back from injury. Used to be ever present, so yeah, maybe he's back now. We'll have 3 defenders, so that's a single defender stack with a classic keeper. We can then play a Celtic mid, Szymanski and Vega and the Trabzonspor boy you crafted, which doesn't seem like a bad craft. Striker choices are decent, by the way. Big Paul, that's a good one. Were they playing this midweek? Trabzonspor? No. I think defence is where this is weak, really. And I think midfield is a bit floppy, you know. Like Engels and Itate, I've just lived this life. Vega, I can see how he's been doing. And Szymanski isn't always in the team. I think the midfield is too soft here. I think this is the easiest place for you to gain some ground, to be honest with you. You do need an extra defender for cover in here. So you will have 4 teams, for example. Having a 4th defender. You probably want a Sorare if you've got Tierney, because it's just a straight rotate between those 2. But I think you want midfield. Now, midfield in the Challenger region has actually been something I have struggled with personally. How did I overcome it is what I'm thinking right now. Asensio was actually a decent one I enjoyed getting. If we go in season and mid and Chally. Sudakov in season is very expensive, but it may have come down now. But I thought Asensio does have forward cards too, but I prefer the mid. McGrath plays Aberdeen this week, former club, maybe that works out well. His AA is wild. Against Celtic and Hearts, he didn't do too well. Hearts was off the bench. But against everyone else, Hibs play against domestically. Aberdeen this week and then Rangers. 2 tough games again before they play Livingston once more. I think McGrath is really good points per pound. There's somebody else in the SPFL in that mould. I forget who it is. I like Talisca. He's probably not 40 quid anymore. Probably a lot cheaper. But somebody like McGrath, Asensio, I think you need a high quality mid that's going to be getting on set pieces and the like. We've got a wee market notification somewhere. Oh, the common packs are back. Missed it this morning. Hi Quinny, I'm looking to buy some Celtic players to cover winter break. I crafted Maeda. Well, Maeda's injured at the moment. I wouldn't build a stack around Maeda right now. Personally. In terms of Celtic, I think Iheanacho is really nailed on. McGregor, well, we'll see tonight, by the way, Tom, because Tom tonight is Rogers might play 3 at the back. He might change everything up. Escandel, Eric Garcia, Fermin, Perimia. Who would you play as extra out of Mingueza? Mingueza doesn't have a great game, I don't think. Catenia. I'd maybe go... yeah, is it not Celta against Osasuna, maybe? Is Siganikov back? Is Siganikov back? Maybe. Don't think you can play Siganikov yet. Ivan Romero. Is that Isaac Romero or if it's the one that plays for Sevilla, he might be okay. Cammy Devlin, says Liam King. Another very good option. So who are they taking on away at Osasuna? That might be pretty good. Yeah, I'd probably go Mingueza. Yes, call place. Yes. Good time, man. I can add you on. And then Liam, just squeezing in behind you. Call place. And then Liam. The reason I went for the Turkish guys is really for the fixture calendar, and like Fenerbahce and Celtic are both Europa League, which you've seen today why that's of benefit to me and why something I want to lean into. Porto are Champions League, aren't they? And I think, yeah, with like your PSV boys and stuff like that, you've probably got a little bit of a Champions League play in there. But yeah, I think in-season mids. Let's look at Sudakov. And Baranashea is worth a shot, by the way. He's been scoring a bit better since Mourinho came in. Sudakov in season. Wow, down to 70 quid. I paid 80 quid for the classic because he had just hit this L3 right as Mourinho came in, and you thought he was going to be unstoppable. And stoppable he has became. It's 70 quid for him now. I know he's kind of fallen off a wee bit. Jose's came in international break, but I think they played Chelsea. It was one of Jose's first matches, wasn't it? But the Porto game, I think, should give you a wee bit of confirmation on earlier scores. Playing Portuguese teams, he's going to be fine. 70 quid's maybe on the higher end, or we're looking at limiteds, aren't we? 12 quid. That's lovely. That is lovely. Enzo. It's like 6 quid, and look at his AA since Mourinho came in. Getting into that cocktail level. Call price. I can't really build teams. Don't have the Sorare data feature. I'll try, but I can't really build teams, my man. Ivan Romero from Levante. Yeah, I would be picking him. Aye, fair enough, Tom. Yeah, tonight will tell you a lot. If you can watch the game tonight, you'll learn a lot, I'm sure, as we all will, you know. And I'll be at the post-match press conference with Brendan tonight, so I'll be asking him tons of questions after the game. Do you know where my stacks are going, Brendan? Ugh. Oh, you mean review them? Awesome, no problem. Call price. That makes my life a bit easier. Building them's not really going to happen. So yeah, Aidan, I like another midfield or maybe two to come into this. Would you cry him? Liam mentioned McGrath. Devlin, of course. He's also another really good shout at Hearts. One thing I like about Hearts, and I've been saying this since they appointed Derek McInnes, is they don't have European football this year. He doesn't really get his decisives, but in terms of like the bedrock player of like Team 1, Team 2, 15 quid, I think you get a lot of good value points here. He could rip an 80 against Celtic, or look at this, 90, 76 against Rangers and Falkirk. Right in the middle of those two scores. Could just triple and get those types of passes. So I would want to see a bit more of that come into that. You'll probably find very quickly you'll do a lot better. The defence is really thin. I'd look at a Sorare, and Skriniar probably is just top of the food chain. Like, that's why I went and got him. I didn't want to buy a Vickers or a Scales. I got Trusty just because he's cheap and backup. Same with Murray. But Skriniar is top of the food chain centre back. You've already got some Fenerbahce boys as well. So yeah, I'd get a Skriniar and maybe a Sudakov. If not, you can go to Scotland and get some even cheaper guys. But I like Sudakov domestically. He should get back onto smashing. He's quite cheap now compared to where he was. You've already got Gabri Vega. Borja Sainz is a forward card, doesn't he? I think he has some mids. And yeah, there's no Rangers cards I would say to look at, but I'm just avoiding them because they're Rangers cards. I'm just trying to think of that there. Am I overlooking somebody? Gundogan's not a bad shout either, by the way, for Gala. just for what it's worth. But there's a nice little batch here. It just needs a little bit more reliability. The Eredivisie thing feels quite fine to me. And at Rare, this is a nice little backbone. A really nice little backbone. And considering the price, or how long you've had these guys for, they're obviously a lot cheaper now. Could you get somebody to complement them? What does it cost the guy playing? Yeah. Classic defender. You've got defenders anyway. Yeah, you've got like a team here. I think some of the Scottish guys might represent really good bang for buck for you here, Ed. And what's a Baron? Even a Baron a share. What's a rare for him? 30 quid. That's quite cheap for rares, I think, isn't it? See, I'm a big fan of McGrath. Doesn't have any on sale, but you can bid on his Halloween edition. And Sudakov was seen with 70 quid. Let's just see what Asensio is again once more. 48 quid, 50 quid. I think that's pretty good going. If you open the forward, though, he becomes a midfielder. So just watch out for that. People want to keep him in the packet as the forward for some reason. I think midfield in this region is the hardest thing to get. Borja Sainz is a forward, isn't he? I think he had double positions though. Yeah, he is a forward now, but he might be like early access midfielder maybe. Again, he's probably going to be up the same kind of price point as Sudakov. Yeah, in the in-season thing, he's a mid. There's not many of them getting sold. I think people like him as a mid because there's not many mids in this region. Although he's not been scoring great. Edin Visca, I never really look at Visca to be honest with you. I always find guys like that a bit scary to buy into. I've always got the fear that as soon as I get them, like, yeah, this kind of thing happens. You know, like, look at this after this L6. How many people do you think bought him? And then as a compounding effect of all those people bought him, this has been the scores ever since. Could return from the dead, but yeah, not really a guy. 35-year-old, I don't think I'd be worried about. Raskin, yeah, under the new manager, it's probably a safe bet. He'll do quite well. 70 quid, I'd maybe rather Sudakov personally. Or Devlin. Again, Rangers have got midweeks. Best Prem cheap players right now, Ernest. I actually have a video all about that. Maybe 2 videos actually. Ernest. Old firms suck. Clickbait merchant. Come on YouTube, load. Uh-oh, there we go. Let's see, videos. Yeah, unexpected Premier League stars, this one here, and Premier League ones to watch. So these 2 videos came out back to back about a month ago. If you check them out, Ernest, you'll see, like, if you go onto the channel homepage, you kind of need to scroll back a little bit, but they're beside each other. That's where you want to be checking out, my man. Both those videos. Now, they're a month old. The players will be even cheaper. Players won't have changed in terms of how good they are and all the rest of it. But feel free to check that out, my man. Ryan, you were up next, my man. What was Ryan after? Ryan. Thanks again for the 10-month support, mate. It really does mean a lot. Into my in-season limiteds. Would you progress into other comps or stay in Chally contender? Alexandru Maxim is a classic. Yeah, definitely is an option that comes up. He does some bits and bobs, by the way. Yeah, so contender. Yeah, I like the little Darmstadt thing you've got going on. I'd probably, within that kind of context, just kind of keep that in its own lane. And then we've got Braga, we've got Hearts guys, Celtic Rangers guys. A lot of Rangers, obviously. Would I expand was part of the question. Let's look at Champ. You did have some guys there. Yeah. Got like a little Fredbear Champ squad, but you can't play Champ anymore. So this is a wee bit all over the place. See, the thing with your Challenger one, right, is I know you're mainly Rangers focused, which is all well and good, that's fine. And I'm sure you've got classics to go around it. But there's just maybe a little bit of room here for some of the Turkish or Portuguese smashers, and I mean like smashers, to come in. Even a classic position, because you've got enough in-seasons here. That's the only thing I would really think about. Outside of that, Ryan, you're basically in the same position that I'm in for the Road to Glory video that I out earlier today of, like, if you were to look at the rest of the leagues, where's the best one to go for? And really, if you were to go out with where you're at right now, it's one of the big four champ leagues, I think. Bundesliga's had a lot of success so far. It's very decisive friendly. Would I recommend you do that cold right now? The amount of cards you've got, it's not, I don't think, budget-wise or ability, understanding of the game, time management, blah, blah, blah. That would be beyond you. But I do think this Challenger one, unless you can tell me that you're ripping it every week, could maybe just do with a little bit of star tier being added to it. Because the Hearts guys are a solid stack. But outside of that, with the Celtic and Rangers boys, like, and Junior Hoylitz and whoever else, it's going to be headachy. So yeah, I picked Fenerbahce, but I'd maybe pick one team out in the round Challenger. Benfica, Fener, Gala, Porto, like whoever you fancy, whoever you think's got a nice. I need like some extra midfielders. Who's got two good mids or two good forwards? Doesn't need to be a whole stack, a whole collection. It might even just be you get, I don't know, Sudakov and Borja signs, one a mid, one a forward, and get Skriniar, like Skriniar, Sudakov, Borja signs, or I know Borja signs not exactly ripping, but expect him to do better. But or Big Paul or some, Big Paul, Sudakov, Skriniar, and just add some upgrade pieces in. So I'd probably say this is what this needs. And if you were to do something different, I think it's one of the big four leagues is where you're looking. And I think the Bundesliga's got very good points per pound. Very good. So yeah, Ryan, I really like the build. The Challenger one, I wouldn't really do much more beyond your Darmstadt build. If it was me, I'd be buying Skriniar and such. I would make sure that all the stuff you've put into this gets emphasised before building something new, personally. And then we have Coplice. So Coplice, in-season contender. I thought Liam was right behind you. Where's Liam? Oh, there it's there. Up, just a wee bit up, that's fine. In-season contender and in-season prem. I'm guessing we're talking about rare? In-season prem. Nice. With the card count you've got, Coplice, I'm going to assume your classics are okay, but I'll double check that, obviously. Double Lamens, really good move. Hendo. So we've got 3 in-season keepers, guaranteed. ish. Defence choices are all really nice. You've got a lot of defenders. Guess you've got some collection bonuses and stuff you've worked on. Bit of a Man United guy complex, isn't you? Some decent crafts from Mr. McBride. Well, I look forward to catching that later. Midfield. Buendia's kind of came back from the dead. McGinn's been alright for a minute. Garner's been the talk of the town. Let's look at your classics in mid, because the mid's very, very, very weak. Yeah, midfield is missing it, man. You're missing like a Grealish or a Xhaka, or even Elliot Anderson's been very workable this year. Yeah, I think you're missing a really good mid. There's lots of fine mids here. Defense was cool. Midfield's yeah, weak. And then in attack, I mean, Cunha's been sore, hasn't he? Richarlison, he's getting played. That's a kick in the teeth. Yeah, you've been unlucky here, I think, with some of your selections. I think Cunha will come good. Richarlison should score a couple of goals. But again, for the amount of teams you've got, let's look at your classic options. You're missing goals. Sesko and Mbuemo, you're probably going to play them with Man United lads. Iliman and Dai is not a bad shout. Ismail Assar, not a bad shout. Yeah, so in terms of the Prem, like defence is kind of okay enough, isn't it? Many Quinnies have just come back from school. Maybe you can hear them. Sorry. Let's look at the goalkeepers you've got in Classic. Kelleher, Bart. Some decent guys there. Yeah, complex. I just feel the midfield, like if you do pick a good keeper, you've got a solid defender in there. I would like another defender in there personally. Like I really like Sunderland defenders, in particular Mukiele. Of course, he's taken a wee bit of a price hike recently. But I think in mid, I look at this and think who's leading your team? Yarmouk, whatever his name is. Garner, okay, but a guy doesn't get decisives. Can go against you sometimes. Yeah, midfield. I think Mount could have a bit of an upturn coming. Buendia's back. McGinn's been alright, but yeah, I just feel mid is a bit on the soft side. I don't know, I'd like another. Yeah, I think all of it, mate. To be honest with you, just is missing one player. Like if you got one high level defender mid forward, mid probably needs a little. Mid, I'd probably say you're probably better getting like 3 tier 1 guys, like that are like Elliot Andersons and whatever. But if you could go out and just get like one ripper, then fine. Sunderland's next 9 games are tough. That's no problem because the defender guys, like, you want them tackling and intercepting and stuff. So if Sunderland's next 9 games are tough, what do we mean by that? Let's have a peek. I might need to be worried about it, so I do have Sunderland players. Chelsea, Everton, Arsenal, Fulham, Bournemouth. Like, yeah, I'm not really too worried about that. Maybe City and Liverpool and stuff, but Sunderland have been really good defensively. Maybe Arsenal could pop them open, but 8th of November, international break, Champions League, a lot of stuff is going around. November that is, isn't it? Yeah. So, yeah, I'm not really too. I don't really think the fixture list worries me, especially for defenders. Goalkeeper, maybe a bit different, but for centre backs and triple merchants and guys that just get clearances and all the rest of it, yeah, I wouldn't really. It's not optimal, but I wouldn't worry about. Yeah, maybe you don't go for Mukiele, go and find somebody else, fine. But yeah, I'm not really worried about defenders being active. You're kind of more worried when defenders are inactive, I would say. You know, when they're dominating possession, but they're not getting to tackle anyone or get their triples lined up. That kind of vibe, you know. I don't know if we have any good examples of it here, but I think you know what I'm saying. Yeah. Now, you may not get a clean sheet bonus, but if you can triple and get some other bits and bobs along the way, I think the defence will be okay if you can pick it. But yeah, definitely not optimal, Graham. Good for pointing that out, I suppose. But goalkeeper rather than defender, I would say that influences more. Maybe you can go and get like Theo and Botman and Pope. That's becoming a bit of a trifecta, by the way. If they're all going to be fit and available and play together, this could be. Obviously, I'm a big Trippier fan, but Livermento and Hall are going to be in the mix, so fullbacks are maybe a bit dodgy. But if they're going to nail in Theo, Botman, Pope, that could be a defence stack worth building around, especially when you've got Ballon d'Or, Jacob Murphy, Anthony Gordon turning up, never mind Waltemada and Bruno and Tonali in the mix. The Newcastle stack actually might be... Newcastle stack might be primed now. What are Newcastle doing over the next bunch of fixtures? Fulham, West Ham, Brentford. And yeah, okay, City, Everton, Tottenham, Burnley, Sunderland in the derby. So between now and December, I've not even looked at the European games there. Leverkusen, Marseille, Bilbao. Newcastle, by the way. Tino not back till December. Thank you very much, Graham, for the alpha. Love that. So yeah, Trips is probably quite safe at the moment. Trips is a good guy if he's safe. If he's safe, he's good. So yeah, that's probably a good shout. Trippier. Botman's my favourite. He's been quite consistent. If he plays, he scores well. And Pope. You need to worry about Ramsdale, but I think Pope is just such a high quality goalkeeper, you know. And again, forget about the goalkeeper chat, but Newcastle defence, Sunderland defence, I kind of like them all. Newcastle midfield even, in those fixtures, guys like Bruno and Tonali are definitely worth looking at. Although Tonali wasn't in the game there, so Graham might need to drop us some more intel. Why was Tonali not fit? But yeah, call place. I think one of each position is kind of what I'd be looking at for you here. And then if we go to the second one was contender, wasn't it? Where's the comment? Oh, I've lost it, but I'm sure it was contender. Oh, Severino Casmani. Were both of those cards Halloween edition? Tonali had the flu. That's fine. He'll go over that. Severino, well done on the crafts. Severiano. Congratulations on the crafts, but are both of them Halloween edition? Just let me know. Yeah. Right, so we're into contender now. Let's have a cheeky peek at the positions. We've got a Ryman and a Malancia. This is all, yeah, so classic keepers. So if we've got all classic keepers, we need to look at in-season outfield. I'm going to double check limited, so I'm not sure this is what you'd have wanted me to look at. It feels very threadbare. Cop Ice, if you're still here. I need to double check the comment because in-season contender. Yeah, man, I don't think you've really got much of it. With all due respect, my man. You do have lots of classics, which is like, okay, fine, but when we don't have any in-season keepers, we don't have the ability to use any of those classic outfields. And I do think this is kind of like my contender in-season. I've just got bits of guys, just throw a team out. This isn't something I'd put any energy or effort into, Coplice. It's nice that you've got collection cards that are kind of working for you. Maybe getting an in-season goalkeeper here would make it something it's currently not. But beyond that, I can't really say much about this Coplice. I've been thinking about punting for a Bruno. Bruno Fernandes, I guess. Or Challenger Challenger, you're back with us. Okay, cool. Go to Challenger. It makes more sense. Bruno Fernandes, it probably doesn't hurt. I was listening to Ryan, is that his name? He was on my Laird yesterday and he was talking about how bad his Fernandes' score pattern has been so far. Man United might be about to turn a corner. So, like, could be a great time to pick up Bruno while he's getting shaded in the community. And maybe Man United are about to turn it on. So let's look at Challenger. We've got 5 keepers. We've got Onana, Shamal George, Mitov. And then do we have any classics to go with them? Oh yeah, we've got tons. That's fine. So how many in-season keepers? 3 to play with. That's fine. So you've got Craig Halkett. I guess we better be calling him Ballon d'Or the way he's going at the moment. Yeah, Jensen Semedo. A lot of nice guys here. Eridale could be okay. Kingsley's been fine. But yeah, like, you're lucky Halkett has been doing it, because if you didn't have Halkett ripping it, your defence would be kind of meh, wouldn't it? You've also got classics I'm sure we can call upon, but just thinking about it from the purely in-season selections that you've got. If we look at midfield, like Szymanski, Moore, yeah, midfield is... I like a lot of these guys, but I feel, we both know how they've been scoring. It's not really been doing it. In midfield in this region, I was just saying that with the last person, it is the hardest thing to crack, is a reliable set of midfielders. Striker-wise, like, Miovski should end up being fine at Rangers, really. Arkatoğlu is good to go. Zaniolo, I wouldn't hold my breath over. Antman should be good for Rangers under the new manager for me. In the Serie, John Duran is expected to be back fit and expected to rip the league apart when he does so. So I think you'll probably get by Kieran Bowie, Højlund. I think you'll probably be fine with your forwards. Defence feels like it's been bailed out by Halkett so far. In midfield, yeah, it's kind of symptomatic of everyone else, I think. In Challenger, where the mid spot is a real bugbear, where you probably just need a Cammy Devlin in here, or a McGrath. We've mentioned a lot of other names earlier in the stream, Call-Place. I'm pretty sure you were here for it. I don't want to be a broken record on you. Even the Bloody Motherwell guys have been ripping it, if you can get some of them in. But yeah, the midfield is just a bit flat. Strikers are cool. Goalkeepers are fine. And defence is okay. Defence is okay. Yeah. So I think the midfield is where I'd concentrate time and energy. Again, some of the heavy hitters. I like where Sudakov has went price-wise. He's really came down after a bad score or two. Even with Benfica, Baranachea. I like, Fenerbahce, you've got some cards already. Szymanski and Talisca. Why not get the Asensio? And again, Asgard, I think will do well under the new manager. Maybe he'll help you out a bit. And even Aberdeen, by the way. Aberdeen have got some really... I think they're all forwards, but aren't they? Like Jesper Karlsson's a forward, I'm sure. They got that boy from AC Milan. I think he's a forward. Stuart Armstrong, has he got in seasons yet? No, he doesn't. That's a pain. We want Stuart Armstrong in seasons. Jesper Karlsson. No cards on sale. Does he have Aberdeen cards? Yeah, he does. Forwards, of course, which is fine. And Lazetic or something, isn't it? There, a guy they signed. Yeah, he is also a forward. I've got a feeling there's someone sneaky in their squad though. At midfield, it might be Stuart Armstrong. Doesn't have in seasons. Ayoshishe should do better. Maybe will start doing better. Palaversa. But yeah, I think you're probably better looking at Hearts and Hibs. The comment, it's just the letter A is your name. Yeah, it's for the channel members. So if you want to become a member, there's a little join button. We also have a Telegram group. Telegram is just like WhatsApp and Discord, but way better. I give away all the limiteds I win to the channel members. and we've got MFL content and giveaways for it as well. Lots of bang for your buck. Join for the season, join for a month, do whatever you like. But yeah, call place. I do feel contender, challenger. You've got the same midfield headache as the rest of us, and that's probably where I would try and put some energy there. I don't think there's many options really. Like, I've tried to cover as many of the ones that I weigh up and have weighed up as possible. I'm open to suggestion on any other ones, of course, but the reason it's a problem is there's not many of them around, you know. And then that defence, again, I'm a big Skriniar fan. Can you just maybe add a Skriniar in? You do have Fenerbahce guys anyway. You can maybe go to Celtic, but I'd maybe stay away from Celtic's defence has been brilliant this year, except for like 1 or 2 games, and I think it'll be back to brilliant soon. But if we change to a back three, it really does change the dynamic. I think Alistair Johnson is probably the only super nailed on player, and he's just coming back in from injury. So is the injury discount still on Ali Johnson? Trend Trader's got one at 88. There's an auction on the now at 65 with market credits for the Halloween edition. You could get Tierney and Sorare. They're kind of 2 for 1, aren't they? But yeah, I think that's a Skriniar, Ali J. These are the sort of guys, and even go to Portugal, some great defender cards there, of course. Both of them are Halloween. Oh, so listen to this, everyone. Severino Casmani in the chat has won Halloween edition João Neves and Ryan Gravenberch. Do I sell or PSG stack is the question. Now, I think if you've got Gravenberch and Jon Snow, that is huge. Of course, you've got classics call place, actually, of course. I'm not really thinking about classics. I'm just thinking about what's there for in season. So fair enough, the defence thing, midfield is probably where the focus comes, because if you're using those classic defenders, in season mid then has extra pressure on it, doesn't it? So yeah, I think energy really needs to go into midfield. Now you only need one more Halloween edition card. Severino, do you sell or do you stack? I think the smart move. Those guys don't have actual scary edition, do they? They're just like Halloween edition. I think they're 2 high caliber cards. What are the fixtures for it? So it'll be for Halloween. So let's look at PSG. The weekend of Halloween, they're at home to Nice. And Liverpool playing Villa. I'd probably sell. I think both of them you'd sell well, especially quickly before more of them come out. I would sell them. I'd sell them now, like before more of them become available. Yeah, I'd sell them, mate. I'd get them listed. Try and catch some of the hype. I would definitely list them. Not great fixtures. What's your chances of winning the competition anyway? It's not something you can, it's not like an exclusive competition where there's only going to be like 50 people in it. So I wouldn't buy into it. I'd sell. And then the last one we've got is Liam. No problem, Severino. Well done again on the crafting. Hi Quinny, could you take a look at my recent additions and thoughts on depth for 2 Prem in season and 4 Champ Classics? So recent additions. Oh, Ben Sabayini, under a tenner. Ta, under 20. You got the big Anthony, and I remember seeing that in the Telegram group. I'm really gutted, by the way. As some of you don't know, the only goalkeeper from the Premier League I've been eyeing up that fits into my collections has been Kelleher. It got down to like 30 quid, and I was like, nah, I don't want to pay 30 quid for classic Kelleher. I want to pay 20 quid. Now he's like 80 quid. Classic. Can't believe it. Great form. This is for country also, but so I'm waiting for that to hopefully Liverpool and Palace pump Brentford the next 2 games. Maybe chill his price out a little bit. I like the Paqueta. That was the last time we were live, I'm sure, wasn't it? Went through Paqueta, so that's good. And the classic Neuer. Yeah, this is really good going. So for the Prem, the extra depth you've got is Yarmouk, who you crafted, Paqueta and Kelleher. Really, really good. And then for classic all champ, Rami, Ta, Anthony and Neuer coming into the mix is lovely. Right, so let's look at this from the Premier League POV. That's my point. The classic is at the price that you paid for that in season. Crazy, isn't it? Now, Jake, thank you very much for the comment. Thanks for joining the chat. I've actually got a video live at 5 that's called If I Started Sorare Today. So, probably one for you to catch. I don't want to spoil it, but it is out at 5 o'clock today, or 6 o'clock. I'll make sure I'll put it out. I think I changed it to 6. I'm going to move it back to 5. So I wanted to make sure it came out after this stream was done. But I'm not going to be on for another hour and a half at this point, so I can put it out at 5. And it won't be disruptive or anything. Yeah, so let me just update that. Yeah, so it'll be out at 5 o'clock UK time, which is 90 minutes from now. 1 hour and a half from now. Good to see you, Matteo. Good to see you. Cop Place, so it's available for members. So what I do now for all my videos is as soon as it's ready, I make it available for members. So you can watch videos as soon as they come out, but only members. So yeah, when did that go out for you guys? Like 12 o'clock? I normally try and leave a couple of days on it. I like members having really early access, especially on stuff that is maybe got player prices in it. Like, oh, look at this guy for £8. You know, I'd rather members seen that first because you're the members, you pay for the content, you know. Did you enjoy it, Call Place? Without any spoilers. So let's see, Premier League POV. And we've got all, right, so we've got Kelleher in season, Robin Roofs in season, and then we've got Classic, Becker, Emmy, and Pickford. Beautiful. We have an extra, we can play into Champ, which is lovely. The Kelleher in season, I think, is a real trick getting that extra in season keeper in. Also a huge Sunderland stack and collection, which is cool. Reece James, we got not too long ago, he's rising back into prominence. Classic VVD, 8 Nuri. You're looking really good, man. Love it, Call Place, love it. Oh yeah, Xhaka, Grealish. Yeah, this is the sort of midfield we're talking about here. You've got that row of some guys that will pop, as well as the Brunos and the other guys that are like Lafie and whatever. But yeah, I like this. Really good quality. Paqueta and Bruno's just a dream pair. Brazil midfield for the World Cup and all that, you know. Wow, tons of forwards. Yeah, man, I think you've done really well here. Really, really well. I think you're cooking with Gaslium in the Premier League. I'm not too sure what else you would. So obviously, you know, you can always just go to the most expensive guys and add them in, but beyond that, I think you've done really well. Nice addition with the Kelleher. Paqueta's a great add-on, I think. And then what does that have? Excuse me. Can I look at Champ minus the Prem? That's kind of what I want to do here. So let's remove that. And then can we do away? Away?
Yeah. Are you live?
Yeah. Anyone that got Mukiele for 13 quid in season was watching the content here on the channel at the beginning of the season, I'm telling you, man, Mukiele was, I don't want to say it was obvious, but like this guy was just going to work in the Prem. Maybe Sunderland might not have been as good and he might not have scored as well, but Mukiele is a titan of a defender. An absolute hero. Loves to attack, loves to defend. Is desperate for his career to start really at this point. A few false dawns with PSG, and who did he get loaned to again? He got loaned somewhere. Leverkusen, you know. So yeah, that's really good. Now, normally there's been a competition tab where it's maybe kind of gone now, or maybe you can do it on the market but not on a gallery. But yeah, if I do champ, it's going to have all the Premier League stuff in it, which is fine. I just need to try and ignore it, I guess. Right, let's go look at the goalkeeper. We've also got Neuer. We've got a spare Premier League goalkeeper, and we have a Vasilj. Very fun. Rami and Ta, Gaia and Grimmy, Gutierrez floating around, Trent, Mittelstadt, Klaus. Defence is rock solid, man. Really good options everywhere. Nice pairs as well. If we look at mid, Danny P's a bit of a letdown this year. Kimi and Olise, banging. KDB. You also get your excess classics out of Prem that you might not use. But yeah, midfield is still a work in progress, I guess, isn't it? Especially compared to defence. Defence is tight. And then Anthony in attack. Saganikov back off the injury table now. Is music to all of our ears, I'm sure. And you have plenty of excess Premier League forwards as well. Yeah, I think Champ Classic mid is maybe the only little spot here that you clearly haven't rounded the edges off on yet. But yeah, I really like what you've done here. The Neuer really opens a big door for you, and the guys you've added in, Neuer, Anthony, Tat, Bensebaini, that's like Team 1 level additions. So whoever you had in those teams before dropped down to Team 2. Team 2's now got a lot better. The guys that drop into Team 3 from Team 2, again, it's just a trickle down effect, which is why I always kind of try to highlight, like, the best strategy is to try and always make the best team better, because the knockdown effect is much greater rather than, oh, let's just go and buy Anton from Borussia Dortmund and we'll put him into Team 3 rather than, you know, getting the guy that could go up. So yeah, man, really like the additions. I think they add a lot to your team. I think you've done well. Marketplace wise, let's look at the Kelleher again, because again, 87. There's none in seasons on the market. Classics at 77 now. You know what I mean? So well timed. Nice. There's maybe even a little bit of room to Salium. Like, you obviously, you'll see on the content how I do with my Celtic and what I did with MLS. Like, I just started taking those extra in-season cards into limited. So, like, maybe as a little side thing, could you get like unlimited Rofs? Classic for a tenner, in season for 20. You could probably find somebody else, but if you could get a wee limited keeper that's quite cheap, then in season would be better. Maybe your Sunderland depth could just layer into that. Nice. Extra keeper means you'll get 4 classics now in Champ. That's brilliant. It's hard to really flesh all that out without the lineup builder kind of stuff that we used to have on the channel through Sorare data. But yeah, just a thought for the in-season stuff that you run. It doesn't pay off that often, but when it does pay off, like, you're always glad to get another streak activated and going. Is the way I think of it. because yeah, like you could easily have an in-season Sunderland team in limited of the guys that maybe your hunch tells you will do well, but maybe the projection doesn't have them at start, or maybe they're not really in good form. You know, and limited in-season is better than classic, the fourth team you've made. You know. You're thinking about like Siddiqui. Yeah, like Isidorf, he's on the bench. These types of guys, not the big guys, but the tertiary guys. They're all in season, so yeah, you could just go and get a classic limited Rofs for a tenner. And then you're just playing your dregs, your super subs, and that kind of thing into there. Because I'm really in the mind frame of maximising in-season utility. So these guys are in-season, man. Play them in limited before you play them in classic, for me. Did it work out for me last weekend, that type of strategy? I don't remember. Let's have a wee peek. So in MLS, the second in-season team I built was limited. So I built this team first. They also lost 2-1, so nothing was going to hit anyway. And then the first limited, this limited team, that didn't do too bad, did it? But they lost 2-1, so it's never going to kill. And then with the Celtic stuff, I had 3 in-season teams, 4 in-season teams, and then I've actually got 2 limited squads that I throw out now. XP, they're catching. Not too far away from a reward on this one. And yeah, you never know how it shakes out. 3 DNPs in this one, obviously. And then Coplice, this is my contender. These are all the in-season contender cards I have. Risa, Ida, Roberts, and Santirod. Although I think I've had one more player that's transferred now, so I've maybe got an extra one. And then this is giveaway stuff, isn't it? Arena. Yeah. So I'm a fan of the strategy. It's not foolproof. It's not a sure thing. Neuer in-season win really helped. Oh, so did you sell the Neuer and do all that? Nice move. Sell the in-season, buy the classic. Love that. I should be doing that with Lukeba, shouldn't I? I've got him up for sale right now. And every time I look to just buy the version of Lukeba collection-wise, makes sense for me. It's never on the freaking market anymore. It's just in-seasons. It's just fine. But yeah, are we into the deadline yet? We must be. Yeah, we are. Teams are locked and loaded. I bet you when we check this now, it's going to say Tarek is playing, Ederson's no in. What? Aye. Freaking me out there. The squad you're going to put together is awful. This should be Fenner's squad. So this guy wants them to go 2 strikers with Keran and Duran. This is the team I seen earlier. This is the team I seen earlier. What does Mumete 11 mean? Is that something I should search for more often? TRT Sport? TRT Sport? TRT Sport. Let's try and find them. Let's see. I want to follow. Yes, Severino. Somebody was saying that earlier, that Feyenoord Panathinaikos. I think we're going to follow this account. But yeah, I seen this and I thought, oh cool, Talisca's maybe a bit more reliable. He's got Tarek. I think it'll be that team, but it'll be Ederson. And then Talisca will come off for Duran, maybe. This is what somebody else would play. Interesting. Okay, cool. No more further developments since we've locked the teams in. Whale content. Love the banter. So here we go. Ride or die. Fenerbahce defence stack. Asensio, Captain Palma. Celtic boys. Insurance stack. With the Tarek and the dross on the Celtic stuff. Kind of other guys. Nottingham Forest. Classic Amiri in with the hoops. Finer doesn't play, but I still have the full go-ahead team. Uh-oh. So no Ueda. This isn't going to get relegated anymore. Or it might still, actually. Projected 1,000th. That's not good. Don't think we want to be 1,000th. Oh, please don't get relegated, man. I just want D1s. I want promotions. I want promotions. I want D1s. I'm nervous for tonight, guys. I can't lie. I can't lie. I'm nervous. Got no idea what to expect. Got no idea what to feel. I've got no idea what to do. Oh, Finer does play. Matches at 9 o'clock Dutch time. Jorg Verhoeven with the Alpha. Wait for the storm to pass. Is that what we're doing in Holland? Very smart. Magic. Not too sure what else there is to go through, guys. I think we've kind of rattled through all the requests. Had a wee bit of a drama, a wee bit of a sweat on the deadline. The battery on the camera has just went. Where the hell's the other camera? There it's there. There we go. Camera 2 is back on. As camera 1 dies on us. And on that note, I think that'll be all she wrote for us today, guys. Oh, what if I hit the big page? Will I get a camera? Hey, there we go. Thanks to everyone who tuned in today. Thanks to all the members. Just trying to get away from the chat box. Thanks to all the members for the support. Thanks to everyone who tuned in today. Good luck with your teams this week. I'll maybe be posting when I'm out and about and stuff. But I'll be at the Celtic game tonight. I'll be in the post-match press conference with Brendan after Celtic take on Sturm Graz tonight. Hopefully I'll have some more answers for the deadline show for tomorrow. There'll be a Road to Glory strategy type video if I started Sorare today. Out today at 5 o'clock. So if you're not a member, be sure to check that out. Until the members, again, thanks for all the support. Thanks everyone who tuned in today. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care. Have a good one. Fingers crossed for Celtic tonight. And Fenerbahce. And Ederson.